Detroit Pistons fans, we beat the New York Knicks in Game 2 of the preseason. Let's get into it. I'm hyped. I'm happy. If you were in my live stream, you already know all of my thoughts. But for the people who weren't in the live stream, I'm going to give you all my general thoughts about the game. I always take notes. And let's start off with the first quarter. So the first thing that I was like, okay, for sure, they kept the same starting lineup. Dwayne Casey, he still had confidence in the guys. He kept Killian at the 1. He kept DeLon at the 2. He kept Jeremy Grant at 3, Blake at the 4, and Plumley at the 5. And he rode with those guys. And, you know, the thing that I love the most about this lineup is that they improve for the most part. Their chemistry, you can tell already from game 1 to game 2. You could just notice this team's starting lineup just changed and improved. Let's start off with Mason Plumley. Why not in the starting lineup? So Mason Plumley, a lot of people did not like the signing initially. I was a big fan of it initially. And then the first game happened and he played terrible. I'm not here to defend that. But what occurred after this game, specifically this game, he played much better than he did last game. But I still feel like Mason Plumley is not at the level that he can be. And Mason Plumley, guys, I know a lot of people don't know about him, but he is one of the best passers in the NBA. And I'm not just talking about as a center. I mean, as a you could count point guard, shooting guard, small forwards. He is one of the best. It's the reason why he backed up Jokic. Okay, his game is similar to a Nikola Jokic type. Okay, Mason Plumley is a great passing big man, and I feel like in this lineup, you know, when they get chemistry together, when Plumley starts really playing well, this lineup is going to be deadly. So let's go to the 4 position at Blake Griffin. Blake Griffin, as I mentioned in the last video, he's 100% healthy. He's ready to go. I have no issues with Blake. Blake right now is playing like Blake Griffin, the Blake Griffin that we know who led us to the playoffs when we got swept by the Bucks. Okay, at the 3, Jeremy Grant. I don't know what to say right now. Jeremy Grant, you know, we signed him to a 3-year, $60 million deal. I was expecting Jeremy Grant. Now again, this preseason, I know guys are still a little bit rusty, but you know, I was expecting Jeremy Grant this preseason to come out and have a break. Well, just in general with this season, I expected him to have a breakout season and really shock a lot of people. And in the first game, he played decent on defense, and on offense, he played terrible. And the same was for him tonight. Again, on defense, he was pretty solid on defense, but on offense, absolutely terrible. He's taking bad shots. He's settling for jumpers. He's going to the corner on some plays and shooting jumpers, which I just hate that in basketball when players just decide, you know what, I'm only going to stick to one thing and do only one thing. I just hate that Jeremy Grant goes to the corner and just shoots a 3. I just hate it. Also his mid-range jumpers, bad shot selection from his mid-range jumpers, and just all in all, he can't hit a shot, and his shot selection is bad. Right now, Jeremy Grant, I don't know what's up with him. He needs to play better. Hopefully, he will play better before the regular season starts, when the games really start to matter. Let's go to the 2 position. We had DeLon Wright. So DeLon Wright this game did play better than he did in the first game, but again, it's the Mason Plumley type thing where DeLon Wright, I still feel like, even though he played better, DeLon Wright is not at the level that I feel like he can be. DeLon Wright can shoot the basketball and handle the basketball. And right now, all he's doing, well, in this game, he was more aggressive. He attacked the hole more, but he really wasn't taking 3-point jump shots, and I really, you know, would like to see him be more aggressive in terms of shooting 3s. And I feel like if he shoots more 3s, he's going to make more 3s. And again, when DeLon Wright gets to his full level, his best, DeLon Wright is going to be a very solid player for us, all right? So the next guy we need to talk about in the starting lineup was Killian Hayes. So Killian is a interesting, you know, debatable topic right now. You know, the Pistons, you know, what do people think about Killian Hayes right now? My personal thing about him, what I saw tonight, okay, his athleticism, because people said that might be an issue. I don't see any issue with his athleticism at all. He can run up and down the floor with everybody else, okay? No issue with his athleticism. Ball handling, solid, okay? He doesn't lose the basketball until he starts to dribble a little bit too much, okay? Dribbling the basketball, I have no issue with him for the most part. And also his passing, that's the best thing we've seen about him. He is a willing passer, and he passes the ball often. And the last thing positively I want to say about Killian Hayes is that he's a confident shooter. I'm not saying he's a good shooter, but he is a confident shooter. So let's get to the next. Oh, and one more thing on defense. He played pretty good on defense tonight. Very good on defense, actually, I should say. He played very good on defense tonight. Now let's go to the negatives about Killian Hayes' game. Killian Hayes can't hit a jumper right now. And when he played overseas, he averaged 36% from the 3-point line. And I believe it was the German league where he averaged that. And he just can't hit a shot right now. He cannot hit a shot. His floaters aren't going in. His 3-pointers aren't going in. And he's forcing shots. Now, I guess a thing that I do like about him is that he's confident, because he keeps on shooting them, even though they're not falling in. So keep on shooting them, young man. But right now, it's just, and none of his shots are falling, and it's being detrimental to the team. So the next thing that I want to talk about as far as the Pistons game go, you know, our chemistry was much better. much better. It was a collection of both, offensively and defensively, and then the bench also offensively and defensively. They were a whole unit last night, guys. Everyone from Sadiq to Josh Jackson, obviously Killian Hayes, as I mentioned before, just everybody all in all played solid on defense against the New York Knicks. Now, we do need to talk more about Sekou Doumbouya. So Sekou, I believe it was 23 points that he had on the night. He was the leading scorer for the Detroit Pistons. Sekou Doumbouya played his best as I've seen him play as a Piston so far. That you can make the case that that was his best game as a Detroit Piston so far. Sekou Doumbouya came out offense and defense just 100% play as best as I've ever seen Sekou play, and I'm 100% happy. Now, the thing is that's going on in the fan base right now, you know, night one, he played 11 minutes, and so the question is, how many minutes do we give him? Because we have to give him more minutes. We have to take away from Wayne Ellington. We have to take away from Rodney McGruder. Sekou needs to get more minutes, and the question is, how many minutes do we give him? So I'm gonna say we need to give him at least 20 at the minimum. Okay, next game he needs at the minimum 20 minutes, because in the time that he's getting in these games, he's not only scoring the basketball, he's not only playing good defense, but he's being efficient as well. Who doesn't want an efficient player on the court? You look at a guy like Giannis. Okay, Giannis, one of the big things about Giannis that's so great about him is that he doesn't need to play all 40 minutes or 30 minutes. He doesn't need to play all of those minutes to be effective, okay? In the 30 minutes a night that Giannis plays, he balls out and just goes crazy in those 30 minutes. And I understand with Sekou and the minutes that he has gotten in, he's been efficient and he's been playing well, but I just want to see a little bit more. Just give him some more minutes, 2, 3. Just give us some more minutes for Sekou Doumbouya. I feel like next game, let's give him 20 and then slowly build him up, because a lot of people right now feel like he should be the starter over Jeremy Grant because of how poorly Jeremy Grant is playing right now. I don't believe that we should do that right now, because I believe that, number one, we played Jeremy Grant 3 years, $60 million. We have. Next guy I want to talk about is Jalil Ogafor, guys. I don't know, because maybe it's because of my TV, I don't know, but I feel like Jalil Ogafor has slimmed down a lot. He looks a lot lighter than I last seen him on the Pelicans. He just looks like he can move a little bit, guys. Jalil Ogafor can move a little bit. Like last game, I noticed it a little bit, but this game he played much better than he did in game number 1. And in this game, Jalil can move, bruh. And in the post, he's playing solid right now. On defense, he's playing solid right now. I have no issue with Jalil Ogafor. He's actually exceeding expectations. The expectations that I have for him were, you know, average to below right here. And he's actually, you know, playing above average right now, exceeding my expectations. So shout out to Jalil Ogafor. And let's talk about the next guy, Svi Mykhailiuk. So Svi, he got in the game. He missed a couple of jumpers, and then he didn't really play much more. I was kind of disappointed by that, but then again, you know, Svi, I feel like at this point, we know what Svi is going to end up being. Svi is going to end up being someone who can handle the ball, he can move in transition, and he can shoot threes, okay? He's not going to be someone on defense blocking anyone down. He's an offensive threat. He's an offensive scorer. He's a guy who will hit a lot of threes, and some people even say he should be in the three-point contest. We know what he's going to be. He's going to be a scorer for the Detroit Pistons in the future. He's going to be, hopefully, the starting shooting guard in the future for the Detroit Pistons. So tonight, the fact that he missed a couple of jumpers and didn't get much playing time, I'm not about to get, you know, too upset over that, reading too much into that. I feel like he will be fine. And the last guy for the Detroit Pistons that I want to mention is Isaiah Stewart. I just love Isaiah Stewart, the energy that he brings. He's only been playing in the 4th quarter, but for these 2 fourth quarters that he's gotten in, he's just bringing effort, he's just bringing energy, and I just love the enthusiasm out of him. Now, it was funny how Nerlens Noel ended up bumping into him, and then Isaiah Stewart was not having that, and then I believe they ended up getting into like a skirmish. Y'all, when I was in the live, y'all said that he punched him. I doubt that he punched him, but if he did, that would be funny. They got into a little bit of a skirmish, and you know, he's not about that life. He's not a punk, okay? He's the definition of a bad boy, okay? The Detroit Pistons, the bad boy style, the bad boys franchise that we are known as being. He fits the mold, he fits that model, and that's the reason why Dwayne Casey and Troy Weaver wanted to bring him in. They wanted to bring players in that will restore the Detroit Pistons as we used to be. So for any New York Knicks fans that are still watching this video, I do want to say a little bit about y'all. So first off, RJ Barrett, he's playing actually pretty good right now. RJ Barrett, he hit a couple of jumpers here and there. He attacked the hole in certain spots. I really like the way how RJ Barrett was playing. Next guy I want to talk about is Mitchell Robinson. Now Mitchell Robinson this game, again, he doesn't really give you much on offense, but on defense and rebounding, that's where he gets his bread and butter. In this game, he played above average on defense and in rebounding. In parts, as a Knicks fan, you have to be very irritated with him because he always gets into foul trouble, but still, for the good that he did do in the minutes that he played, you got to be happy with that as a Knicks fan. Next guy I want to talk about is Nerlens Noel. Now, I was a little bit shocked because Nerlens Noel actually came in and he did chip in a little bit here and there. He did play pretty solid defense on a guy like Griffin on a couple of plays, Sekou on a couple of plays. So Nerlens Noel did play a little solid on some parts in the game. So let me know how y'all feel in the comment section below. That was the full recap for y'all. Like this video, comment on this video, share this video. Thank y'all for 1K subscribers. I'm out.